Hello. Happy Wednesday. It's a little bit big. 1 minute. Whoop. Yeah, it's fine. I am pulling up my notes from Discord. Does anyone else have a lot of tabs on their computer? Like one time, I never want to close them. So I have so many tabs just open. Ooh, okay, okay. Oh, so you finished, so you know what happens. I've not added all my notes from chapters 50 to 73 yet. I've read it, but I need to like go back and read it again so I'm not like, so I can analyze it more. Okay, there's Desi. Desi will soon join. Still don't have it on. Today has been a very, very distracted day when I start something and then I immediately like, whoop. There we go. 1 minute, I'm trying to get my notes. Hi. Hi, Jetta. And if I'm not saying your name right, just let me know. Uh, Tonight is chapters 31 to 50. And then next week we will finish everything. Okay. Whoop. Edit that. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. How are you doing, Heather? Hopefully everything is okay. Oh, finally. I off topic, but I was making myself some tea and I have a new like chai like tea, but it wasn't strong enough. So I added a new one, added it to see if it would help. Anyway. Well, are you ready? Are we excited for tonight? We're almost done with this book, The Witch Who Trades with Death. So before we start tonight, just as a reminder, this is the Definitely Readers Book Club discussion on the book of the month. This month we're doing this book, The Witch Who Trades with Death. Thank you, Desi. In this club, we focus on books that have deaf and hard of hearing characters or are written by deaf and hard of hearing people. We also do read books with sign language representation. It's not really our we don't really focus on that, but we do read it. I feel like this book is more of a sign language. So far, it just feels like it's more sign language representation and not really deaf. There is one deaf character, but specifically it feels more sign language, which is fine. And I understand it's not ASL, it's their own sign language in their town because it's a fantasy story. We don't know what the name of it is. They didn't say. So, hi, I'm KT James. My first name is Carrie. Sign name. Part of hearing, have hearing aids. I will be simcomming, which is simultaneous communication, signing and speaking at the same time. And I'll be voice interpreting. Hello, I am Desiree. You can call me Desi. This is my sign name. I am deaf. I'll be voice off tonight, and I am a co-host with Carrie. And bear with me, I am a little bit tired. I noticed that my signing is very slow tonight. So before we start the discussion, just a few things for definitely readers. We are doing a reading challenge this year. If you do the challenge with the club, you automatically get your name in the hat or what, the wheel for at the end of the year for some merch. If you're not in the club, you can still do it. And you can find it online. Hashtag with us. The hashtag is not with us. Use the hashtag DR Book Challenge 2026. Right? Okay. But you can find it on Instagram and on TikTok. Both of us have it on our accounts. And also, I did add it on the Definitely Readers website. So you can go and see it there. And it's just called the Definitely Readers Reading Challenge or Book Challenge for here. And that's fine. Eden, you don't have to post. Since you're doing it here, we will know you're here, like, with the club. So, like, if you've read with the club, and yeah, just post on Discord. We can make a new tab, right? Yeah, reading challenge, and you can just post it there that you've done it. Because there are editions, so we have the 12 months, the 12 books that focus on, like, oh, I'm sorry, everyone. Everyone is feeling bad tonight. I'm so sorry. Yeah. There's 12 book challenge readings, like ASL on the page, middle grade book, like there's that kind. But then also we do have 3 bonuses. Learn 10 signs, watch a documentary. I don't remember the last one. Interpreter story, I think. It might be other sign language. I don't remember. Anyways, if you do the additional 3, you will actually get your name in 3 more times. So, like, Eden, for that specifically, you can do it on Discord. You can say, we'll add a thing that says, like, reading challenge, and you can post it there. But that is this year. So far we've read 1 book together, and it's been counted for January. This one will count for February. And then you can see we're trying to make it easier to know what we will read, and then also to find different things to read. So we're not just focused on romance or fantasy or that kind of thing. One more thing, and then we will start, since everyone is feeling a little bit sick. The voting for March has started. So we have three choices. Deep Light, and there's sci-fi and fantasy. Yes. So Deep Light by Frances Hardinge. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That is, I feel like it's not just fantasy, it's almost a sci-fi fantasy. And they have a specific town that is deaf with sign language. So that's kind of cool. Yes, yes, it has deaf characters. And that one is written by a hard of hearing. No. I think they're an interpreter. So they're an ally. Frances Hardinge. I'm going to look it up now. No, she's not deaf herself. Yeah, it's really close right now. So Deep Light, the second one is the third one, yeah. But the Vantage, I don't know the sign for that. So the second one, yeah, Vengeance has no sound. So this is Deep Light, and this is The Vengeance Has No Sound. So that's a new book. This one does not, I think it has a Kindle and paper physical book. But there is no audiobook. So we only have one option for audiobook. It was really hard to find audiobooks for sci-fi. There's not a lot. And some of the fantasy ones was hard to find for that too. Like, so we did have some. Then we found like 2 more that we had a hard time. Like, we really wanted to narrow it down. So I did get this one because I just found it, and it's a fantasy. It is more middle grade, and it's almost like Harry Potter, but with girls at a magic school with hard of hearing. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But they only have like a physical book, nothing like that. And then it was not at the library. And so we're trying to find books that you can access easily. You can easily get. So this one is called A Handful of Spells. Yeah, and it's by Kimberly A. Shaw, who is a hard of hearing author. So I really wanted to do it, but we already had 2 other options that didn't have audiobooks or, easily accessed books. So I will be honest, I've already read it. And if you have kids right now, this would be a great option to read because it does feel like it has the nostalgia of Harry Potter without a problematic author. So I did really like it. It is a girl. It's 3 friends who are girls. Yes, I will add it to Discord. I just got it 2 days ago. I did read it already. Because it said it had hearing, like she was hard of hearing, but it said nothing about sign, and I wanted to see specifically if it talked about it. And it's interesting because this one, she did not know sign growing up. So she's 11. She had no access to signing. The doctors told her, you're hearing enough. You don't need sign language. Yeah. So she didn't learn sign, and then she went to magic school where all the spells are in different language and she can't hear it and she says it wrong. So she has to do signing and spells. Yeah. So she gets frustrated because she can't say it right and she just keeps like messing up and making mistakes. And so she starts learning to sign. She gets a book and then she finally meets a deaf person and sees them signing and she goes, "How? Where did you learn?" And so that's really cool. It was really cool with that part. And you see, so like I did want to do it. So that one and the other book we wanted to add Moon, the Guardian. Oh, the Guardian's Code. Yeah. I forgot the author's name, but it sounded very interesting. It was about a girl who is a mermaid and the first deaf, right? She's the first deaf mermaid. And she is going through all of the trials with her mermaid. No, so the Guardian's Code. Yeah, Guardians, Guardians. Yeah. And it's very interesting, and it has a character who is deaf. And we were just going back and forth, no audiobook. I had a Kindle Unlimited and it had a paperback. And so I had to decide between two of them. The Vengeance has no sound, and then this one. So we will add all the original choices, like, because most of these ones are new that we just found, so they're not on our normal list yet. So we'll add them to that list and we'll let everybody guys know, but we had like five or six choices that we just couldn't, we were really trying. I'm waiting to see it on Discord. Okay. T.S. Valmont. The Guardians Code by T.S. I think I spelled it right. Yeah, that. Okay. So anyways, we did have a lot of options, but we do have 3 to pick from. I added it in the other book discussion. We did have 3 to pick from. 1, Deep Light. It has audiobook, physical book, Kindle or it's Kindle book, and it's at the library here. So I'm pretty sure it will be. The 5th, Vertex, has a deaf character and it's more sci-fi. It has a Kindle and then paper book copy. I did not find it at my library. And then the last one is new release. Vengeance has no sound. And that has deaf POC character, right? Yeah, it's main character is deaf. Question, it said, I'm new to Discord. How can I find you? So you can find us under the name Definitely Readers Book Club. Yeah. DEAFinitely Readers. And yes, if you, in our bios, we have the access to the Discord link. If it's not working, please let me know, sometimes it expires, and so I have to add it again. Oh, awesome. Yeah. I saw you today or yesterday in there, so I'm excited. Okay, I think that's all the of everything for the club that we needed to discuss. I will say I will be adding a review for this soon on my TikTok and or YouTube or whatever. I will be adding a review. May have spoiled it a little bit in my review when I was watching it again today, but I'm not recording it again. I'll just add like spoilers because I do talk about it. And can I share a quote from this book? Are you okay with that, Desi? Wait. It said most of them has deep light in the library. Other books. My library doesn't have any. But are you okay if I share a quote from that one book? Yeah, okay. So the quote that like really just hit me, it was after she met the deaf community. She said she loved her family, she loved her friends, and she loved studying magic at the academy, but being around signers felt like home. Yeah. I'd always say that growing up signing with people feels like home, and I prefer that. So it was perfect. That was a good quote. Yeah, so that was my favorite quote from there. And then she meets the people, like the signing, the deaf community of signers with magic, and she hangs out with them, and she has to go back to the hearing school. And yeah, she just felt disconnected, and she was just like, but she learned to like advocate for herself and say one person talk at one time, like not like no, stop. So it was good. Anyways, okay. We have a lot to cover. There's a lot going on in those chapters. Okay, so we left off where? They were starting to work together as a team. So they're starting to do the trust and work together as the team. Hi, Zach. I will answer your question. I specifically don't do ASL. Desi sometimes offers private tutoring for ASL. You can contact her if you're interested, but specifically on here, no. She will share like teachings. Since I learned sign language late, I'm not a teacher for ASL. I use it personally. Oh, yes, and we do have a list of resources available ready for if you want to look at it. And there's free websites that's really good. There's Oklahoma School University, right? They teach ASL online. So, but you can access it on both of our bios. There's resources there. Okay, chapter 31. Yes. So we know that Kana, whatever her sign, she's not signing. She escaped the palace and she came to the mountains, and it's been a year. and she learned their culture. She was learning the people there. She became friends, became family, and now she has to join the military because Yamweto escaped and went to war, found her, and so she joined to protect her town. So now her group has all of them. Everyone must pass. Everyone. They call it the test. And there was, so I know in like our like US military, you have training and you do have to get like, you have to pass it like technically, but you're not grouped as a team to pass. It's individually, it's individual. And so that was a little bit strange to read that just because one person failed, the entire group failed. So they were testing. I really liked that Sava was there to make sure, like making sure that nothing happened, that they were not, because their team, their group is the unlucky number 9, and we find out that Nita's uncle specifically set it up to make them fail. It has, the old woman, the criminal, the witch who everyone hates, the young kid. So specifically set up to fail. The individuals that are odd and they're not strong and perfect. So they all have a unique personality of who they are. And people are just like, ugh, you're weak. They also finally name themselves the poison dart frogs, which is on the cover of the book. Yes. And it's funny, you're right. So that one person failed because like they were running and they couldn't get back up. So the whole group failed for that team. Number 10, I think. But that was. So we have a new follower on Discord. Hello. So that was like I will say that some of the chapters now I feel like they're very short. So there's not a lot you have to talk about. There's some things that you can talk about, but it's not like specifically a lot. Though they did get a special gift, a necklace that is from their obsidian, and their frogs. And Luetta gave them because her friend made it. And if you're hearing here and you just heard the ding, ding, ding on my computer, I just muted my computer. It's the notifications from the new followers. My phone is going off. Yeah, my phone is dead. Okay, so chapter 32 is, it feels like, oh wait, okay. But before 32, all of them are scared to test and they finally pass But Nita is just like, she goes, all of you guys, good job. She said, whatever happens today, you are Red Frog 9. You are warriors, and some of you some of the most infuriating people I have had a privilege to train. I liked that. So she was just like, I've had to deal with you all, but now she goes, I'm really proud of you all. Excuse me. So 32. 32 almost felt like a placeholder for me. It just is background of everyone. And it's interesting. So you see how Zoful escaped, like why they left, because, to back it up, most of the people in Red Frog 9 are refugees. Most of them are from the Empire. They escaped. So you see how they came to the mountains, why they're there, and that kind of thing. So Zoful escaped with his wife after he rebelled. Like he was in a rebellion, and he escaped and was in the war and escaped. And then Ithaca, he helped with having birth control, and he was the crime lord. And there's like, you were? And he was like, yeah, I'm the boss. And then Luetha, she had to leave because she tried to save a 9-year-old from, with the teapot, like the teapot. She tried to save a 9-year-old from getting hurt. And they didn't like that. They said they should have let it happen. So she escaped. And so you see who people are. And I was curious if Kana was going to tell them like who she actually was with Yamweto, the emperor, and she does. And there was the quote that says, there's no shame in retreating from a losing battle. I thought that was a good quote. And it says that, fear keeps us alive. Bravery is good, but too much can make a man stupid. That's why the gods gave us fear. That was page 202. Oh, thank you. And that evening is the first time she felt, I feel safe with the gathering and confident in each other, where everyone's from. And then that night was the first time that she didn't have any bad dreams, any nightmares, which is awesome. And then the next day they get paid. And Chaku is like, hey, you're with me. Come on. And she goes, what? No, I want to stay. You can't. You have to go to the medical combat. And Sava's like, actually, she doesn't. So Nita saved her from leaving the group, and she decided to stay. And she said, most of your military people of your own company would love to see us fail by the night creatures destroying us, but we love looking after each other, and I can't leave that. And I can't leave them. I'm just staying. And I think Kana or Sava both, she tells them, thank you for fighting for me. Yeah. True. And, you know, we will see, like, she does help people. It's not like she doesn't use her witchy powers to help the people who get hurt. You know, like, I don't think that she would have been a good fit there. So chapter 33, I feel like they're just readying for battle. But there's not, I mean, I think there's a funny story in that one, right? It's about the brown pants. Is this the chapter about that? Yeah. It was a little bit like, ew. But it's just it's just moving the story along. And then Sava does want to talk to Kana because he wants her to tell him it's going to be okay. I will be okay. Like, everything will happen. It'll be fine. Yeah. Yes. We love Damati's advice. Do you want to say so do you want to sign it and I'll read it? Eden's quote. So, if any of the other soldiers mock you, then you can, and then ask you to heal them, just leave them. Let them bleed out. That was the grandmother's advice, and she was awesome. Yeah. So in 33 also, there is some snow is starting to melt and the pass is now open, so they need to get ready to war, and we have the last meeting of discussion of what the plans are. But there's not really much happening. Sava talks with Kana, and I think there is flirting, but she just wanted to give a hug to be touched, and she doesn't want to be touched yet. And he's very respectful of that. Yeah, that's true. It did. It was laughing with that like story. So chapter 34, I had a note that the line game was teaching them like battle strategy. So I thought that was interesting. And I liked that when Red Frog 9 did that game, they tried to change it up and made it different and surprise them. And that may not work like long for battles, but for a little bit of time is fine. Oh, my phone is not dead. Okay. And then at the end of the chapter, there is a night creature, and now they can fly. So fun. Because before they never could fly, but now, and I was curious, and I think Eden had said it too, that what did Yamweto give up to death to make the night creatures fly, to get that power. So Jeddah, the only way is for Yamweto to give up something so he can get the power to make that magic. So what did he give up? He had nothing left, right? Like he gave up his passion for everything but conquest, his ability to love. Oh, power or knowledge of how to make the creatures? Maybe. Yeah, he is. He has nothing really left. I'm sure we will find out what he gave up. Okay. Chapter 35. So it's the battle. And before, Kana was trained to not use her magic in battles. They wanted her not to immediately do that, but she did it one time while fighting her team, and they're like, you need to do that more. So now she has permission to, drain, like get the life force, the Aji, from the people they're battling, and she immediately starts that with the night creatures. And she saves some of the group. But she doesn't watch her back, and they get her, and they carry her away. So first I was like, oh yeah, teamwork, yeah. No, what? She's carried away. Yeah. Jeddah, I understand that. I had to remind myself of what I'd read tonight. So, and then chapter 36, she's immediately smart. Yeah, and she starts draining his life, his Aji away, and that's how I imagine it. As she's flying, and then she falls, but she survives because she has that night creature's life force. But where does she fall? In front of all the Regalian soldiers. Yeah, that. And they realize what she's trying to do, so they try to keep her distracted so she can't use it again. And then finally, she makes it back to the Gurren army to talk to the chief. Now, this was an interesting, there was an interesting comment. I think Lala and Eden both said it, because she asked, where is the witch? Did she tell the chief that they would have a witch there, like in the beginning? Because it's never said that she told her, but she was curious, where's the witch? There's no witch here. Well, she didn't tell her in the battle, but they know there are witches in the camp, in the area, but she didn't tell them that they have to specifically battle witches. Maybe. I do feel like she tends to keep everything inside, and so she doesn't tell them until she has to tell them something. So she keeps everything inside and doesn't tell them things that they may need to know until she has to do it. Ooh, Eden. Interesting. So it's emotional. So he doesn't have any emotions now. Just, I could never be just blank face. Like I try in like my work meetings. So like off topic, in my work meetings, I try to be like, but sometimes I have to go off like camera so you can't see me because I'm like rolling my eyes or like my facial expressions are like they're not when a person makes a comment of something I've already told them and I'm like anyways, so I don't think that I could be very good at honestly I don't know if most deaf and hard of hearing people can be because they're so expressive. Well, I mean, yes, we're expressive, but we can be secretive too. Okay. How we do it? The micro expressions. Look. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know. So it's just simple, subtle movements. Ah, I already know. We'll talk about it later. Yeah. I can. Yeah. If I'm angry, you will know. Yes, that. Very expressive. That I always. You see my nose moving? Because what it means is someone is commenting, and I know. Sure. So maybe. I guess we'll see. So that battle ended, and it was kind of discussed that this is just a test. Like they're just testing our defenses, like the battle, to see what will we do. And then 37, yeah, is where I can relate to that too. Sometimes it's easy to disconnect, disassociate. I'll just be staring and I'll be just super blank face and I'll be like, yeah, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But my brain is just processing or I'm not feeling well and I'm just like staring and blank faced. Yeah. Chapter 37. We good? 37? Yeah. So this was a funny. I felt like this was almost a little bit funny because a soldier was like, hey, my friend died. You heal him. You're a witch. Hey, witch, come heal. And I was just like, what? It was just rude. And she goes, I can't. He's dead. Or she didn't say that specifically, but she's just like, I can't. I don't have that power. Like that power I don't have. Well, get it. You're a witch. No, I don't have that training. And so I commented and I said, whew, he didn't press on more with her, just said fine, accepted, and walked off. Go away. And yes, we know she's lying because she knows how to do it. But also, I think she's taking Amadi's advice. Don't make them press you to do it. Like, you don't have to trade because when she heals them from death, she has to trade something of her life with death. So she has to give up a piece of her soul to have them come back to life. Because she says something like, if I add in the life force, the Aji, back into them now, they're not the same person. They're not, the soul is gone. Like, that's not who they are. They will be the night creatures we just finished fighting. So, yeah, the hey, witch, that bothered me. I'm like, my name is Kana. The person, there's many people that she has met, and they're, hey witch, and where she works, where she hangs out and socializes. Excuse me. But also on 37, Nita gives them awards. The night teacher's black tooth. Oh yeah. That's true. If she does it for a good reason, she can, give up a piece of her soul. May have a good reason, but if she continues, she will become like the emperor, because that's what he did. He gave it up. 38? 38. So she has a little bit of spicy dreams about Saba. And she's like, and she never had it before. Because remember, and this is a trigger, she was young when she was basically taken from her parents. She was 13, 14. And she was, given to the emperor, who was her 7 great grandfathers, who then proceeded to sleep with her for 6 years. And she was not willing. She was not, not willing to do it. So I'm not going to say the word here. But it was that. So she had never had a normal spicy dream or feelings, really. She has trauma. She doesn't really like to hug yet. She doesn't really like touching yet. She keeps to herself. She has some panic attacks. She has bad dreams, nightmares, PTSD. So, and then we get more advice from Amadi. She tells her to be careful, or people will take advantage of her. To make sure that they pay her for her time and her effort and all of this. And she was like, hey, do you mind going to the market for me, please? I need some soap, right? Soap. Yeah. So she goes and she gets to see the market, and she's looking around. She sees Sava and they're chatting. And she notices that Haz is flirting with a man, Loy, I think his name was. And so they were happy to see that Haz is flirting because he has trauma too. Non-consensual. Okay. Non-consensual. There we go. And it was really sweet when she is getting the soap. The man said, who are you looking for? She goes, my grandmother. And I was just like, aw. She called her grandmother, my grandmother. So honestly, I read that as she just didn't want to say the name, Amadi. I didn't even recognize that she said her grandmother. She said, she could have said boss or something, but she did say my grandmother. We do also find out some more information about Nita and Aticha, and how they met and how they hated each other, and that Nita taught Aticha and Sava sign language. So, how did Nita learn? Why? Hearing? Teaching? Good point. There's a point there. So the first one, I thought she mentioned she knew sign language from someone in the family or friends. I don't remember it being mentioned. It just said Nita taught me. Like that's all I remember reading. Do you remember, was it in the book in a place that says how Nita learned sign language? Ooh, Hope, that's a good question. So Sava learned, and now he's mostly the interpreter when they have council meetings. He interprets for the deaf leader. Why is he in the interpreter? If sign language, it said before that sign language is the second language, is very common in the town. If it's so common, why is Sava interpreting? So my thought is because it's a special meeting, no one's allowed in, there's only the 7 of them. Sava is part of the family. So he already knew, but before he learned how would they communicate with that deaf councilman. The paper he didn't have paper, so you get it. That's true, because wood is expensive, so they didn't have paper. They used knots for accounting, for the math, for schedules, all that kind of stuff. So I'm really curious. You would think that the family leader would have another person in their family interpret, since they use sign language all the time. Yes, they do. So maybe they would have communicated with slates. You're right. I was like, skate. That was the same thought. So anyway, there's a few questions that I had. Like, yes, I'm happy to see that they learned sign language. Happy to see sign language in the book. But I did have a few questions. Yeah, you're right. I should have had an interpreter or an older signer. That's fine. Okay, so we find out more about Nita and Aticha. I don't know how to say that name. Atika, Aticha. I don't know. And then Kana visits Luetti. No, before that. Okay. Right before. Why does she visit? What happened? She had this spicy dream. Oh, he hugged her. She hugged him. Sava, she goes, bye. Oh, yeah. So she hugged him really fast and then just disappeared. And he goes, what? Okay. So she goes to Letty and asks for advice about what, and then something happened there. A customer broke the rules and she was getting on to that. And because he was trying to assault, avoid, it's not, he was doing something that was not in the what he had asked. Yeah, wanted oh, gag. Yeah. Okay. And it was not something that he asked to do first. That specific person doesn't allow that. So it broke the rules, and she was like, leave. And he goes, I paid my time. And then Kana drains a little bit of his life force. And he's just like, she goes, I can give it back if you leave. So she helps Luetti. And yeah, so you see her training and her confidence. Like, the training and support has boosted her confidence. Yeah. So she helps out Luetti, and then she asks the questions about what does it mean if I have like a spicy dream? And she goes, ooh, about a specific wolf boy. um, yeah. And I like how Luetti told her healing takes time. So don't force yourself. Healing takes time, she said. Give yourself nice of healing on your own terms. So that conversation, let her know you can try. And I think it was talking about, it's a little bit embarrassing to talk about here on live, but you know how you handle yourself on your own. Self-care. Self-care. That. Yes. Give kindness to others that you give yourself. Yeah, that. So that was a good time because Luetti had always been kind of made fun of because she is a prostitute. I mean, she does that work. I'm not gonna do the sign. I finger spelled it. It's fine. And so people, judged her. But the first person that Kana wanted to talk with, because she has no experience, was to go see her. It was interesting because right after that, in the next chapter, Huedi said, oh, yeah, I'm good at my job, but I don't like it. I don't want to do it, but I'm good at my job. So she treats it like a job. So I just thought that was interesting because people were talking and like she loved doing it, and she goes, no, I hate it. So chapter 39 is the festival, and they give all the gifts that they made, and they did like handmade gifts, or you could buy, but most times. So Kana sewed ribbons with all the team getting frogs, and then like special ones for Amadi and Sava and Hai Mili and Haz. They all got special ones, and then what's left of the team, they got the frogs. But Sava like packed his away, and he like kept it hidden because he said, I don't want to ruin it, like it's special. Eden said, I didn't realize how much time had passed. I thought that too. So first battle was finished, the test, and then they come back and they're celebrating. They have fun, but also be aware. Hello, be prepared. So I was a little bit nervous, like, are they gonna get ambushed? Yeah. I wrote too that I was like, I don't know like how long the time is, So, I got a little bit confused because they got a like block of tea. I had never heard of that before. Like, Nita gave the team, most people in the team, a like block of tea. I don't know what that means. I've never heard of it that way. It's probably, I remember she said before she started and she left and she arrived, she said that tea is different. Oh. Oh. So you make the tea like this in the bags. You shave it like it's like shaved to go in the bag. It's a block. Huh. Okay. Interesting. I learned something new. So my husband got me, we used to drink a lot of tea, but now it's expensive, really. So we ordered a really special kind, a Chinese company made. And so it's the same idea that tea found specific gift. It's really good tea. It's expensive. Oh, okay. Thank you for that information. Compressed tea leaves. Okay. But Kana didn't get one, and she was confused, like, why? Why am I the only one who didn't get anything? And then they gave her a lute. Don't worry. Yeah. So she got a lute, and Sava helped pay for it. And then she danced with Sava. That was the end of that chapter. And then the next chapter was really short. Amadi asked her to play the lute, basically a funeral song. It was really, really sad. And then I think Kana knew something would happen, and she passed that night. And Hi Millie said, like, no, don't save her. Thank you. Well, I think Kana knew too. Like when she asked her to play that song, I think Kana like recognized that she was soon gonna pass. She did that night. She passed that night. And then 41. So there was a funeral for Amadi. And Kana kind of chats with Death. So like she calls Death to see what she could give up. And he said, Amadi didn't want that. Like, she's fine. And he said, it's not the dead that need to be mourned and, looked after, but the living that they leave behind. And then, but my favorite one, it says, you can't have life with me, death without me, which is death. I am the price you pay for your time in this physical world and your relief from it, or your rest from it would make more sense. So, I thought the chat with Death was healing personally, and like how, relief, like, and how she didn't feel guilty about it. It's okay. She accepted. And also, he did make a comment. He's like, I don't know for sure where she went. There's a lot of different places in the universe. Like, it depends on her beliefs. Is that the same chapter or is that a different chapter? I feel like it's the same chapter because I made a comment on, I think, Lala's post that said, reminds me of From Whom the Bell Tolls by J.C. Lynn and how death is handled. So anyways, I made that comment. She does treat death like a friend or a mentor. That's true. The emperor probably like orders him to do something and rolls his eyes and gives him the power because he has to do it. It's his job. Mm-hmm. So Jetta said, it bothers me that Kana did not show grief like the others. I mean, she knows Amadi for just a short time and she's close with her, but she's like the others, but it does kind of make sense because of all the trauma that she had so far. And two, maybe because she knows more about what happens after death. Like, she had asked Death about it and said she was fine and she accepted it and wanted to move on. Or maybe it's because she's a witch. I don't know. She's not crying or grieving like the others did. She just kind of was there. I honestly don't think that it would fit her character to be showing just sobs. I feel like her being stuck and like blank face is more fits more with her. I messed up. Flight or flight mode is always on. Yeah. So the funeral, but after that they do have to go march the next day. So Hope, I think, said that Kana is used to keeping emotional like space, because every person she knew would be in danger because if she got like close. That makes sense. Chapter 42, they're marching to war, but she does play her lute this time, so she sings. And then we have some rude warriors from the blue group that says, haha, you can't be with Sava because he is higher, he's a leader. It's more that she's Regalian and not, like, if she was Gurren, it'd be fine. But that's it, really, in that chapter. It's just bullshit. But I do like that Luadi still supports and encourages her. Don't worry about them. He likes you and he wants to make sure you are with him because that is what you want, which means he does not going to do anything until you do it. Oh, and yeah, so he's respecting her boundaries. And it is talking about well, I thought you had already. And she goes, no, I was too nervous. No. Chapter 43, they get ambushed and it's a witch And she thinks it's Yamweto, but it's not. It's Antalo, the prince, who he is actually awful. Like, he deserves what he got. Bye. So it is kind of funny because I didn't realize that he was a witch. I thought, remember, Yamweto had said that he couldn't make witches. Like, so that part to me, I felt like I thought the prince was not a witch and he was trying to get, his women pregnant because he wanted to have a natural born witch. So maybe that was supposed to be a different person instead of Antalo, but they didn't. They needed to unalive him. I don't know. Okay, so not just me, but they were basically like back and forth with like draining the Agi. And then finally, like, cause they kept like getting hurt and then healing and then hurt and then so it's kind of funny. But finally Kana wins and Talo is unalived. And he like begged mercy. No. No. We're almost done for tonight. Chapter 45. So after that, the group is discussing what we need to do. And she had to go up. She was kind of like, because the archers were up above and shooting down. So she took some magic into her body and is high. Can she make it? And jump. So they discussed, and I think Zoful, like, basically she jumped off of him. Before that, she kept saying, I can't. And they said, okay, well, I'll go. And she goes, no, because she didn't want another person to get hurt, and she knew she could heal herself. So she made the choice. And I think Nita knew she would do that. So she jumps off of Zoful and doesn't. She hits the side of the mountain. So she hits the ledge. And so the archers are still there. And she's holding on. She's like, dang it. So Saba is like, his archers are trying to fire and like get them away so that she could get up there. And then she has to climb up, and she finally makes it and gets up there. And then she stands, and so she's sucking out the Aji, trying to clear the group, and they're falling over, which is really funny because when she realized the rocks were coming down, she was like, oh shit, I need to leave. And so she hurries, and I commented and I said, it sounds like a comic character. She is hopping through on top of the soldiers' backs, trying to get off being a frog. I think Has called her Froggy. I would assume it was all of the like archers and all of the the battles, like everything just made it, because I feel like they probably had a lot. Maybe the action. So chapter 46 is Sava's point of view, and he is pissed off. He is just like, nah, at Nita, like, you should not have done that. She could have been unalived. And Nita was like, you don't trust me? You don't trust her? Like, if you can't, leave. You're not going to be in the guard. Like, you're not a soldier that way. We have to do our job. And I was like, ooh, damn, go girl. She told him Sava was being emotional. And I was like, you know how normally women are told, you're being emotional. Stop being emotional. Nita, stop being emotional. It's a job. So I liked that. And then also she told him, we can't win the war without Kana. We can without you. I mean, she was very blunt. I said, in fact, the whole speech on both pages is awesome. She's telling him off, and you mean well, but you need to have a reality check. Yeah. And he finally, he confirmed that he was in love with Kana. And remember, he had trauma himself because his fiance, she died in a battle. And so it's a traumatic response, a trauma response. So, okay, chapter 47. So they're back at the inn, and Kana is playing the lute for everyone. She's singing. She has other people singing with her. She asks Sava to sing with her and play and enjoys the time. And then all the people leave, but for Sava and the kiss. And then there's a lot of kisses. So that chapter, it does finally say the timeline. So that all happened in 1 week later after that battle. So there was a lot of days that passed. And she's playing the songs and hanging out. So there's a lot of days that passed. And I think, like, why is Jamuero? He's immortal. He's immortal. He has the time to wait. Oh, yeah. That's true. So she says playing the lute is powerful like drinking the life force, but purer. She does. I put down Sava is a green flag. Yeah. Because he supports her and he encourages her, and he helps clean up, and she's like, what? So I think that would make her have a little bit of confidence and realize, oh, he likes me and everything. And then they kiss in the laundry room. And just a reminder, there's not a lot of doors. They use right, blankets or fur because wood is expensive. So they have one door at the front of the end, but the other doors are blanket. Anyways, the next chapter we're not gonna discuss here. Yes, spicy time. Spicy time. So it is a romance story. It is an open door romance story. There's not been a lot so far. So chapter 49, Kana has a nightmare, and Sava's like, what can I do? Do you need me to leave? And she goes, no, stay. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. And he's making sure she's okay. And he's just like, sit down, and he says, I want to date you. Or, well, the word they use is court. Yeah, I want to court you. There's no sign for court, so date. So yeah, not judging court. Yeah. I like that he calls her, or a person call, I don't know who calls her a terrifying, adorable woman. I don't remember that. Yeah, yeah, no doors and spicy time. So they're, I guess the others are just ignoring any sounds they hear. um, so he does say, I want to court you, and she's like, uh-oh. She realizes, where she's from, or in the Empire, their courting is different. Yeah, very different. It's very strict. It's very laborious. And you have to be supervised with dating. You can't have intimacy. You have to be married. And Eden. So after he says that, Hi Millie and Haz, like, they come down, and Haz goes, darn it, I lost out on copper. I was 1 week. So, but Luetti, I think, saw them that night and was like, my time, I'm going to say now. She saw how they were interacting with each other, maybe, right? Then right after they say, congratulations for your recording, you hear a noise, a scream, and it's a night creature has surprised them. And it is flying around. And guess who is it? Who's on it? The Yamweto is riding the night creature. And he says, give me, you have something of mine. And the chief's like, doesn't she say tough shit? I feel like she said that word. Hang on. Yeah, she says tough shit, and I was like, perfect. And she's like, this is my town. You leave. This is my town. He goes, if you don't surrender her, I'm gonna destroy this town. Blah, 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 blah. The villain speech. The villain speech. There was a comment, I think Lala said it, or maybe Eden said it. I don't know. I was reading 2 days ago, and didn't he, Yamato already sent a message that said, surrender or I'm gonna take your town. So why is he saying it again? Does he have, like, memory loss? Why now? Why is he so impatient? Yamato's like, people don't talk to me like that. Like, stop. And she goes, this is my city. Leave. Or she says, like, tough shit. I don't care. I was like, yay, chief, yay. And then we have Kana is panicking. Yeah, Kana is panicking. She's just like, what? And she can't even. And the chief said, I don't trust or obey the words of tyrants. And I was like, ooh. was like mic drop. Yeah, mic drop. Yeah, all the F offs. Yeah. I did want her, you have, and or however you want to lie, you have to give her up. So he flies off. And oh, and then Haas says, you know, F off, Emperor asshole. So Haas is one of my favorite characters. Yeah, I agree. So I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm on chapter 72 and I'm almost done. So I think most of us are done. They're just not, I've not noted down everything for chapters 51 to 73, but I know what happens because I read it. So, perfect. Chapter tonight, perfect chapter to end it on tonight to see what will happen next. Yes, so next week is the last week of February. We will be doing chapters 51 to 73, which is the end. If I remember correctly, there's a lot of short chapters. So, and it's a fast, I felt like it was a fast read, personally. It's just adding all the notes takes time. And then, so as a reminder, don't forget to vote. If you've not voted yet, the vote is available Friday, right? Morning. It's 2 days more, right? $44 hours left. So whatever that is. Yeah, it's Friday afternoon. I think it will end. So we have 3 choices. Deep Light, Fifth Vertex, 45 hours left. And Vengeance has no sound. Hey, I think we can use Revenge for Vengeance. It means similar things. Yeah, revenge. Those are the 3 choices. So vote for next month. And also I did add those 2 books we had discussed as a possibility that we had to pass on. I will be doing a book review for the Handful of Spells tomorrow, tonight, I don't know, soon. But yeah, I think that's all for now, right? One more thing. Yes, I will be out of town March, the first week of March. So whatever the vote is for, we will either decide, we'll let the group decide if we want to do start reading it the first week and have a meeting, or if we want to postpone it. And I mean, if we do it the first week, I can sign, but I'll be voice off. Oh, we want people to say, like, what would you prefer? If you're still here. Would you prefer to postpone a week, or do you want to do a silent live discussion? Eden said, Eden is fine with whatever. We can see how many chapters are in the book. Because I think Deep Light is not short, but it's not like long. Okay. We'll make the decision. We'll discuss it. And we'll figure it out. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a little bit late, but it's not as late as normal. So, okay. So any more comments or questions? I know some of you have questions, but maybe we didn't answer it yet. So on Discord, just maybe I've missed it. Yay, Hope. It is a good book. It is a good book. I will say I wanted more, because I finished it, I wanted more sign language, deaf culture, character. I wanted more of that. I knew it was a side character, but I was hoping, because Tress of the Emerald Sea, that side character, when you meet them, they're pretty important. Like, they don't sign. They have like a writing tablet, but they're pretty important. So you see them often. And I was hoping it was the same thing. I want more of that too, because now that I'm almost done, I'm like, it shows, I want to show more of that person before. Yeah. So, but it is a good book. It's a different feel from what we've read recently. I'm excited to see the next like fantasy / sci-fi, whichever is chosen, how it would compare. But yeah, so this is good. And if you have kids, this would be a good book to read. So the funny thing is I tabbed it, and you can't see it because of my light. But I didn't start tabbing until I saw signing. So you said it was not signed until the middle of the book. That light's weird. There we go. So this, okay, fourth of the way through. But the first thing she said was, the book I had in fourth grade was really boring and didn't have enough interesting words, so I stopped learning. She was teaching herself. So, anyways, but yeah, so it was the only sign she knew and could do was I hate you. I hate that. I thought it was funny. I was like, of course, a fourth grader wants that. Anyways, okay. I don't think we have Me Too. Right now, I just saw 3 and 4, 4 and 4. It's hot. It's a hot competition. Well, excuse me. You could say like, I don't know if you're gonna do like 4 stars or whatever, but you could say that like, I have 2 points of view, one with deaf rep, one with no deaf rep. You could do it that way. Yeah, it's really close on the like. I'm excited to see it. Okay. All right. Well, happy Wednesday night. Good luck with finishing the book if you've not finished it, and we'll discuss it next week. If you're new to Discord, welcome. We're excited, and we will start March with fantasy or a sci-fi book. And then April will be, and it will be a middle grade. So just, it's not, it's going to be more for younger. So it's not going to be the same feel. But we'll do a middle grade, and both of us we already have like so many options. We're trying to figure out, limit it to, 3 or 4 choices. And then May will be young adult. So young adult specifically. So yeah. And also, just so you guys know, I'm fixing the website for where the list is because it's annoying me. So if you see some changes, that's why. So I am excited for middle grade. And I definitely said that, like, if I was still, like, if I was, 12, like, middle grade now, this would have been my favorite. If I was in middle grade, but I'm not. Yes. So is specifically for like 11 to 13. I feel like that's middle grade. 8 to the 12 is normally. But I would consider this middle grade. It was written more like middle grade. So. Okay, well, happy reading, and we'll see everyone next week. If you need us before that, just let us know. Okay, good night, bye.